Hello, and welcome back to another Eat Smart Nutrition lesson, where we're going to continue our discussion on reading food labels. In particular, we're going to spend time today talking about high fructose corn syrup. Like refined and trans fats, you're looking to significantly reduce how much of this sweetener that you consume on a daily basis. So let's learn about how you spot it and why it's key to reduce for health. Let's begin by first looking at two nutrition facts panels. And my question again is, which of these products contains high fructose corn syrup? Well, you can come down here to the sugar area, but it tells you nothing about the sweetener, the kind of sweetener that's used in these products. So once again, you simply cannot look at this panel and know whether or not high fructose corn syrup is in there without first consulting the ingredients list. So we'll learn what you need to do to know about that by the end of this lesson. So what is high fructose corn syrup? Well, it's a calorie-providing sweetener that's used to sweeten foods and beverages, particularly in processed and store-bought foods. It's made by an enzymatic process from glucose syrup that's derived from corn. It's a relatively new ingredient that was first produced in Japan in the late 1960s and then entered the American food supply in the early 1970s. So why do companies use it? Well, it's desirable to be used from these companies because it's equally as sweet as table sugar, blends well with other foods, helps foods maintain a longer shelf life, and is less expensive than other sweeteners. It's found in a variety of food products, which includes this short list that I put together. Soft drinks and many other sweetened beverages, salad dressings, ketchups and other condiments, jams, sauces, yogurts, ice cream, bread and crackers, cereals, and many, many more. It litters food products just like trans fats do. So how does this affect your health? Which is ultimately the most important question. Well, I consider high fructose corn syrup as empty calories because it's a highly processed form of sugar. It does not metabolize in the same way that other sugars do. High fructose corn syrup is metabolized to triglycerides and fat in your body far more rapidly than any other sugar. And because most of these high fructose corn syrups are consumed in liquid form for most people, its negative effects are significantly magnified. These high fructose corn syrups will disrupt your insulin and leptin secretion. And leptin is a hormone that helps regulate appetite. Because insulin and leptin act as key signals in regulating how much food that you eat, as well as your body weight, consuming high fructose corn syrup may actually help contribute to increased food intake and ultimately weight gain. Eating large amounts of high fructose corn syrup and or other sugary processed foods on a daily basis is an absolute prescription for disaster. I want you to think of high fructose corn syrup as a garbage ingredient. So if you see it in any product, assume that it's a garbage product and look for something else. Healthy, high-quality products will not contain high fructose corn syrup. So how do you know if a product contains it? Well, like I told you, just like refined grains and trans fats, you must read the ingredients list. Avoid products that use high fructose corn syrup. If the product contains it, it will list it simply as high fructose corn syrup as you see there. The higher up in the ingredients list, the more that it contains. Let's take a look at a bread example that we did last time. For one slice, there's 120 calories, 1 gram of dietary fiber. If we peek at the ingredients list, you can automatically assume that it's not a 100% whole wheat, and there you see that it's made with enriched wheat flour. And then if you scan a little bit further down, look at the sugar content there and see that it actually has high fructose corn syrup in this bread product. So you would put it down in favor of not only a 100% whole wheat bread, but also one that does not contain high fructose corn syrup as well. Let's take a look at this supposed healthy corn-style cereal. 1 cup contains 120 calories, 1 gram of dietary fiber. We're looking to see that, once again, we confirm that that's not a 100% whole wheat product there. Rice is not a whole grain. We can also scan and see that there's 12 grams of sugar. Notice in the fourth ingredient, high fructose corn syrup is used. We would put this back in favor of a 100% whole grain cereal that's using very few ingredients and definitely not using high fructose corn syrup. So should you eliminate high fructose corn syrup from your diet? Well, like trans fats and refined grains, high fructose corn syrup is everywhere, so eliminating it to zero is impractical. However, whenever possible, you should try to avoid foods which contain or are prepared with it. we are simply eating too much of the sweet stuff, including high fructose corn syrup. So this is an interesting, pretty powerful stat. The average American over the age of 2 consumes more than 300 calories per day from sugar and high fructose corn syrup. That's way too much. It's equal to about 19 teaspoons of sugar a day. A large percentage of our calories are coming from food ingredients that provide absolutely no nutritional benefit. This is definitely affecting your weight and health. So it's time that you take charge and cut back. For those of you who consume about 2,000 calories a day, you should try to limit the amount of all sugars to no more than about 8 teaspoons a day. For those of you who consume between 12 to 1,500 calories, this is equal to about 5 to 6 teaspoons of sugar each day. Cutting back on sweeteners, any sweetener for that matter, will significantly improve your health. So let's take a look at these crackers, which pulls a lot of what we talked about now together. 4 crackers for 70 calories. Look at the fiber amount there, less than a gram. Enriched flour, number 1 ingredient. A little white label lie, 0 grams of trans fats. Scan a little lower. There's partially hydrogenated soybean oil. And then finally, let's look at the sugar content. Not a lot, just 1 gram. However, that 1 gram is coming from high fructose corn syrups. So this product is an example of having all 3 of the ingredients that we've talked about up to this point in 1 serving. So this is common. You'll find this a lot, so be on the lookout for it and put it back down for whole wheat crackers without a lot of added sugars, short ingredients list, and specifically no high fructose corn syrup. Let's look at even ketchup. 1 tablespoon, 15 calories. Look at the ingredients list. Halfway there is high fructose corn syrup. So the majority of all these sugars are coming from that sweetener. And then we haven't talked about it yet, but sodium is something that you're looking to significantly limit as well. And there's 190 milligrams in just 1 tablespoon. Most people don't realize how much ketchup and other condiments that we really do use. 1 tablespoon of ketchup is not a lot. When we typically add it to things like sandwiches, like hamburgers or a regular sandwich or French fries, we're using close to a 1/4 cup, which is equal to about 4 tablespoons. So you would have to multiply this by 4 to get a better idea as far as just how many grams of high fructose corn syrup and milligrams of sodium that you're actually consuming. It adds up very quickly. You need to learn to limit it. What about comparing a traditional yogurt with a healthier Greek yogurt? Well, one of the things I like about the Greek yogurt so much, as you guys know, is the protein content. 13 grams in comparison to just 6 in the traditional. Also, Greek yogurt will usually always contain a significant amount less of sugar. And there you can see it contains only 17 grams compared to 25. Both of these yogurts, keep in mind, are flavored. The yogurt on the right is flavored with sugar and honey. The one on the left has sugar, and then, as you notice, there's high fructose corn syrup as well, where the Greek yogurt will not generally contain it if it's organic. So another good reason to go with this Greek yogurt, not only for the protein, is also because it's going to contain a significant amount less of those added sugars. And then let's wrap this up with something on the positive side. We've talked so much about what to avoid. Here's a product that is perfectly healthy. 8 grams of fiber. Go to the ingredients list. 1 ingredient, which is a 100% whole grain. So not only are we looking to eliminate trans fats, limit refined grains, we are now looking to limit high fructose corn syrup from your daily diets. I hope this helped. I'll see you guys in the next lesson. Bye-bye.